well, I can't introduce myself because you don't know me. But this man right here, his name's Taylor Locke. He plays guitar in Rooney, lead guitar, solo master, and harmony specialist. And he was the first person I met in the band. Yes, if you can believe it or not.
This is Louis Stevens right here, who's also filming me. He plays keyboards, and that includes piano, organ, electric piano, and many synthesizers and vocoder, and percussion as well. And that's a lot of flavors. That's a lot of ingredients right there in this stew of Rooney.
This man that I film is named Matthew, and he is the tallest member of Rooney, and some say the most handsome.
This is Ned Brower, the drummer and vocalist supreme. He is great.
Thanks, man. And this man to my left, which technically is, well, I'll change so that it continues in the theme that he's to my right, is Robert Schwartzman. He is our songwriter in Rooney and band leader and lead singer. He's very creative and imaginative and just an all-around friendly guy. And and that's pretty much the deal. Don't cry.
Okay, you started in 1999, and 3 years later, almost 3 years later, you signed a record deal at Gavin.
Yeah.
By the time you already released 3 EPs.
Yeah.
Did you caught the interest of Gavin and other record labels by these EPs? Did you send them out to everybody? And
I don't think it was the EPs that got our label interested in our band. We made a demo with a producer named Keith Forsey, who ended up producing our first album.
Mm-hmm.
He went in the studio with us and produced 3 songs for free. And we sent those songs to our label, and those got them excited.
Mm-hmm.
The EPs were more like for fans and for ourselves to keep, working in the studio and giving people material.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we built the band. That's how we spread the word.
And those guy who was, I'm going to sit here, so I'm going to ask everyone questions. Those guy who was doing some stuff for free, was it just a fan or something? Was somebody who saw you playing and was really interested in you guys? Yeah.
Keith was a friend of our manager's, and he was a very accomplished producer. He did a lot of great stuff, and he did it partially as a favor and partially because he saw maybe some potential in the band. So we went in and did those, and turned out, he got the record and we got a record deal. So
And he really wanted to do your debut record as well?
Yeah, he just did the demo, and then we were kind of trying to figure out who was going to produce the record, and he was just the guy. He made the demos that sort of got us the deal in the first place, so we thought, why not use him? He also recorded a lot of Billy Idol stuff and Berlin, and lots of great bands that we all loved, so we were fans to begin with.
And then did you send it out, all the 3 songs he recorded? Did you send it out to more record labels, or was it really Gavin you were aiming for?
Well, the way it went down was we sent it to Geffen. And I think what happened was I was in college. I came home from school. I left school, and we played this show in L.A. And it was this very big industry. All the labels came to the show, and Geffen was just amongst the many labels who were there. And we just really liked the label, and we liked the people. We liked what we heard. When you do a deal with anybody, you like what they say to you. And
because I can imagine if you're performing on such kind of an event, there are a lot of people who are approaching you and offering your deals, and you get a little confused at a certain time.
We met with a lot of labels, and then we said we want this company, mainly because the head of the label was a producer. His name was Jimmy Iovine, and he produced Tom Petty and U2, and he was responsible for a lot of great music and stuff that we really liked. So he agreed to produce 2 songs on our album. So we said, oh, okay, if you're going to produce it, we'll sign with you, and it was part of the deal.
Why only 2 songs? Why wasn't he going to produce
'Cause
everything?
he's got to run a label.
Yeah.
He's a busy man.
He can do 2 songs. He can do everything.
3 months off for
Yeah?
Rooney. He ended up doing 1 only, though.
Oh. Is he doing it for more bands? Producing songs for...
Keith?
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
what
Jimmy.
Keith's up. Oh, Jimmy.
No, he hadn't been in the studio in like 15 years, right?
Yeah,
So this is kind of pretty special that he was offering, I want to produce you.
And yeah, he hadn't done anything in a long time, and he hasn't done anything since.
But why was he so determined to produce a couple of songs for you?
I guess he loved the band,
Yeah.
and it made him want to get creative again.
But still, if I'm reading your bio, it says there are a couple of delays when you signed to Gavin and before you started recording and releasing the debut album. Well, there was this producer who already did 3 songs, the label owner who offered to do songs. You had 3 EPs out and lots of songs done. Why all the delays? I can imagine you were right into the studio and record all the material you had done by that time.
I think there wasn't, when we made the debut album, there wasn't that many delays. Once things got rolling, we pretty much went in and made the whole record with Keith and then did 1 song with Jimmy. And there was more delays really getting the second record out, and that's when we made 3 records in a row. So that was the only time we were really held up too much. And but that's water under the bridge, and Calling the World's out now, which is pretty cool after all this time.
Yeah, 3. Okay, switch cameras, please, because I want to hear more opinions. Yeah, what you were saying, there were 3 attempts to write this record. The first time you weren't satisfied yourself. The second time the label wasn't satisfied. What were the things you weren't satisfied with?
I think it was mutual between us and the label. Yeah, pretty much. We also had a lot of ugly behind-the-scenes problems with management and stuff like that. That's boring for the public to hear about, but was part of the reason why. Yeah, well, yeah, actually, for a while. But the fortunate thing is we realized that and got away from that whole situation and kind of overcame it. So there were a lot of different songs and a lot of different producers and different people on the label side and management side. And it was just a tough couple of years that were kind of like uncertain for the band, and then we kind of there was light at the end of the tunnel, and we got the right songs and the right producer and the right manager, and people at the record label got really excited, and it all became focused again. And so ever since then, it's been smooth sailing, and the records come out, and everybody's pleased on both ends.
Wasn't there never a moment that you were really disappointed and it wasn't working out and you were writing songs again? And
Yeah, and I think that's part of sort of just being creative and having creative projects is you get frustrated sometimes, and then sometimes that leads to a better result anyway. Like, I think the record that we did make, that we put out, Calling the World, is definitely the right record. We made the right record. We made a record that feels good still, and I think we wouldn't have gotten to that place without all the trauma and hardships that we had.